My wife is pregnant and she has back pain. She was complaining that when she's in the kitchen, standing for too long, she's at 37 weeks now, so the belly is quite decent, that, standing for long in the kitchen was getting painful. So what I did is I offered her a sit-stand stool, which is this type of stuff, which I'd like to introduce to you. This type of stuff is meant to kind of sit in a high position, and you see as the kitchen working plane is a bit high, well, you can basically give your weight to something whilst remaining higher than if you would sit on a normal chair, especially as you can adjust the height of the stool. Okay? Now, you will observe that it's important to be in a good posture, not with your feet back and your back hollow, etc. So you kind of rest both on your feet and on the stool, but your feet are not, say, in the air, and they do still support part of your weight. This one is the Giroflex model, and you see basically it can turn here. So you can choose the angle so as to face the working plane. The only difficulty is that it doesn't turn in a continuous fashion. The base is divided in 8, and therefore it turns by 360 degrees divided by 8. Yeah, I didn't make the calculation to prepare the video. This will sometimes make you feel that your back is a bit twisted. You see, right here, I'm not on the 1/8, which perfectly faces the camera, and therefore my back is twisted. And so there's a bit of adjustment to be done. Now, there's another model which is great in this respect, which even had a design prize. It's called the Muvman. The Muvman can move continuously over the 360 degrees, so it's more comfortable in this respect. It also has a wider seat pan, which is softer, but as it's bigger, it has a bigger base, it's much less difficult to move around. This one is quite light. The other thing is that the Muvman costs $150 or so more than this one. So basically, between the Giroflex 10 and the Muvman, I would say, I think the Muvman is more comfortable, but it moves less around, it's more for static purposes, and it is more expensive. This one is a good alternative for, say, using in your house and moving a bit around in the kitchen. It doesn't move like an office chair, which you can just push, but it's reasonably light. And on a more general note, well, bear in mind that if you're tired of standing, one of the alternatives that you have is to have a sit-stand stool of this kind, which will allow you to vary position and therefore adapt your working height to the height of the table on which you're working. This is not meant to replace your office chair if you're working from home though. It's not meant to replace your office chair because it has no lumbar support and therefore it doesn't prevent you from slouching. It's just something in between standing and sitting, say a third sitting modality, which you should definitely not use more than, say, 4 hours per day. This is really the max.